गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति 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 हरि Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of this universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are starting the chapter number 9, that is the story of Dhamma and others. The first topic itself is a great topic, Ahankar Uday, the rise of ego. How this ego gets more and more thicker, and the person suffers due to this ego. That has been told in this story of Dhamma and others. Second topic is Ahankar Trivida. Ego is of three kinds. Third topic is Nirvasanata, stayed free from the mental impression. Fourth topic is Jiva Avirbhav, the manifestation of the individual soul. And these are the four topics. So let us start the first topic, that is Ahankar Uday. So first shloka, Vashishta Uvacha Dhamma Vyala Katanyaya Vakshama Yatra Shubhapradam Shambarasya Bale Sukte Tasmin Deshantaram Gate Tat Sainam Tarasa Jaganu Chitram Prapya Kilamara Swayam Kopa Dathayasit Shambaram Surapattanam. So straightway now we are starting this story. And what is that? Here I shall tell you the way analogy of a Dhamma, Vyala and Kata, which is the giver of the happiness. So this analogy which is there, Dhamma, Vyala and Kata is the giver of happiness. At the same time, I remember one of the another story, what is called as Kakakali Anyay. So Kakakali Anyay, what is this Kakakali Anyay? Which we are all aware, but I am again saying that what has happened is there is a crow which is sitting on the tray, coconut tree. He was sitting there, and the person is another person is sitting at the bottom of this tree. And what happens is this crow which is sitting on the tree, he just start shouting, and because he was shouting, and then he flies away. The person who is sitting on the floor near the tree, he gets hit because of the coconut which he falls from the top of the tree. This is all coincidence. There is no logic, and that is called as Kaka Kali Anyay. So it is the moment when Kaka, that crow, starts shouting. At the same moment, then this coconut also falls and it goes and hit that person, and there is no relation. Similarly, there is no relation here also with the analogy which Dhamma, Vyala and Kata is giving. Only analogy is called as ego. So what is that? Let us see that. So here I shall tell you the story, way of analogy, Dhamma, Vyala and Kata, which is the giver of happiness. When the army of Sambara, now Sambarashur is the superhuman demon. So he is the chief of the Asuras, was asleep. He was asleep, and when he had gone to another country, these devas, demigods, had indeed found a vulnerable point and destroys his army with speed. What has happened is all Devata attacks this Danava's place, Asura's place, and then they do that, and then Sambara, out of anger, himself set out for the city of Suras. So now the Samrashur along with his team goes to the demigods. And what happens subsequently? Let us see in the third shloka. Tasya Mahabala भीत्या सुरास्त्रे अन्तर्धीमायु शून्यं दृष्ट्वा तु सा सर्गं विहत कुपतस्तथा लोकपालपुरी दग्धा जगमात्मीयमालमयम्. So these demigods who are afraid of his illusory power went into hiding. What has happened is they went into hiding, going in various directions and seeing in the heavens empty. The angry Samra went to his own abode after burning the city of the guardians of the quarters. Because he was angry, he could not see the gods. He started burning here and there. He could see only the old people and ladies around there. So he has not disturbed them, but then he started burning everything. So now what happens is subsequently shlok number 4 and 5. Adrushya eva devaste jaganu tasya baladhipan शंबरेण तदा भीमानिं निर्मिता माययात्रया धामो व्यालकटस्येति महामाया mahabala. So now this Samrashur, he got fed up because these demigods were running around. So what is done? Even remaining unseen, the demigods, they destroyed the leaders of Samra's army. Then by the now this Samrashur understood now these people are doing Ganimi Kawa. So then by his illusionary power, then he formulated the persons were created by Samra and their names are Dhamma, Val and Kata of great descent and strength. So what has done is now the Samrashur has a great illusionary power because through that he has now created Dhamma, Val and Kata, the great descent and the strength. They has been created now. Sixth shloka. Vasanatma bhi manabhyam hinastena vidubhayam kevalam sainyagre drushta te hananodhatya. So what has happened? Devote of mental impression and self-affection, they did not know fear. So they had no this thing, but that's why they are not fearing. Merely seeing the soldiers in front, they were bent on killing them. So what has happened is now this Dhamma Valakata, because they were not having self-affection, no mental impressions, so naturally their tremendous attack, they used to attack these enemies and kill them. अंतमाना तथा देवा यत्र क्वापि च संसता विशन्या शनमाश्वासं ब्रह्मणं शरणं ययु. So what has happened is now these demigods, they were not understanding what to do. So these demigods then decided to go to the refuge of Brahmaji because they were getting a lot of people are getting demigods were getting killed and they got dejected. So taking into the courage, they took the refuge to the Brahmaji. They went to talk to Brahmaji. So when they went to the talk to Brahmaji, so Brahmaji understood their problem. And now Brahmaji Vacha. What Brahmaji says? Brahmo Vacha. Shlok number 8. योतयन्तपलायध्वं युद्धत्वं पुनरेव च युद्धाभ्यासवशात् तेषाम् असुराणां हृदाशये अहङ्कारचमत्कारा न्यूनम् उत्पद्यते तदा गृहीतवासना एवं सुजेया वा भवन्ति ते. Causing the asuras, now the technique has been told by this Brahma, causing the asura to fight with you, run away, and again fight, again run away, again fight, again run away. Then what will happen in the heart of these demons? The show of ego will then surely arise on account of repeated practice of war. And having caught such mental impression, they will become fit to be conquered by you. So what is the trick told by Brahma ji? ब्रह्मा जी ने बताया कि आप जाओ अटैक करो और भाग जाओ, जाओ अटैक करो भाग जाओ. So what happens is they will get their mental impressions built up every time, and then what will happen? Their ego will go up. So this is that ego which creates a problem, and that is what has been tried to be told to the story of Dhamma and others. So what is this ego? Ego is such a thing which we really never know. When it builds up, we really never know. Like it is like a banyan tree. When it even if you cut the roots of that, still banyan tree keeps on coming. Similarly, this ego keeps on coming. So Brahmaji has told a very nice formula to these gods that what you do is go fight, run away. Go fight, run away. So what will happen is these asuras will start feeling elated. They will be, "Arey, we are the winners. These people are cowards. They are running here and there." So what has happened is subsequently, let us see next shloka. वासना तंतुबद्धोऽयं लोका हि परिवर्तते धीरोऽप्याति बहुद्योऽपि प्रबुद्ध्योऽपि महानपि तृष्णा बध्यते जन्तु सिंह शृंखला यथा. Bound by the cord of mental impression, man indeed move about. Now the principle is told. Man is bound by his own desire. Whether he is courageous, possessed of much knowledge, awakened or great, just as a lion by the chain. See the lion, how much strength lion has there. But lion, we feel he's been bound by the chain, and that's why he has his ahankar, so he cannot run away. So desire is like and dislike, which has no logic. So if we go and ask some people, do you feel like taking cup of tea or coffee? He says coffee. Some people says tea. What is the logic for this? No, he likes it, he dislikes it. That's all. There is no logic behind that. So all the desires are like that. I like Maruti 800. Somebody likes Maruti Baleno. Somebody doesn't like both the vehicle, and then he likes Mahindra and Mahindra Scorpio. So what is the logic behind this? No logic. There is no logic. So these desires are the killers. desires of like as well as dislikes. Actually, what has to be done? We have to know that we are divine, we are the truthful, we are existing in this world only for bliss. We are existing in this world only for tranquility. We are existing in this world only for contentment. And we are here to remain in the tranquil and contented through the company of holy people. And for that, we are supposed to inquire. And what is the inquiry? Who am I? And what you are doing here now through this Dhamma, Vyala, Kata, this thing is ego is increasing. So that increase in ego now takes these people, asuras, for a toss. Shloka number 11 and 12. इत्याकर्णे च युध्यन्तं पुनः चक्रूपलायनम् एवं पुनः पुनः वृत्ते दृढाभासात् अहं कृते दामोदयो मिथ्यास्तां जगरुः युक्तचेतसा. Thus, having heard from Brahma, devas, that is demigods, fighting first, but they retreat again, fight first, then make a retreat again. When it is occurred thus again and again, Dhamma and others possessed of the diligent mind assume the state of egoistism on account of firm practice of pride. They are very elated. Yes, hum log jeet rahe hai, we are winning, we are winning, we are winning. And moment 10 times you say we are winning, what happens is V is generated, winning is generated, and the ego is generated. Because actually, what are you? You are unfragmented, undivided consciousness. But what happens is, even because of the pride of winning, yes, we are winning, we are winning, we are winning. What has happened is this pride enters into the DNA of this Dhammavala and Kata, and their ego has gone up. So every time now they want to win. So what is that? Now 13th shloka is telling asta vasanaya agrasta tata krupanata gata evam baddadiya tesham dhairyam anantam dhimaya. Possessed by the mental impression of the state of egotism, then reduced to the state of wickedness, state of devote of judgment, the courage of Dhamma and others, whose intellect was thus bound, vanished. So what happens is their courage started diminishing. Their courage started diminishing, and their ego was going up. So what happens subsequently is atha pramalana satvaste maranat bhita chetasa naiva shaikta suran hentu patalam vivishurbatam. Now because they were winning every time, but they fear entered in this mind. First the ego entered in their mind, then fear entered. What is that fear? Then with the strength withered away, and with their hearts afraid of death, they are not able to destroy the demigods. What happens is because of the ego, now they have the fear that they may lose the war, and this has entered in their mind. And out of the fear, what has done then? They left that battlefield and entered into the Netherlands. Netherworld, they entered, they ran away from the field. So these three illusionary powers, Dhamma, Vala, Kata, which was generated because of the Asura's illusionary power, they ran away. So what is the moral now? It is told in the 15th shloka, which is the last shloka to be read today. That is the first topic, Ahankar Uday. अविवेकानुसन्दनात् चित्तम् आपदमीदृशीम् अवाप्तोतिथि बोधं तत्तवेयं कीर्तिता कथा. To understand that by following thoughts, wanting in discrimination, the mind meets with distress such as this. This story has been narrated to you to tell you this avivek. If you do not have a discriminative power, you are going to suffer. And discriminative power has to be what? You have to have a sat asat vivek. What is sat? Sat is a divinity. Sat is only consciousness. Sat is only blissfulness. So you should know that. The truth is that which cannot be caught in the words of web. You cannot explain that because samajhdari chahiye. Unless you have an understanding, nothing is going to be in your favor. So what has to be done? The truth cannot be spoken of. So how to talk about that truth which cannot be spoken of? Therefore, language which is used by the scriptures is a storytelling. That's why the story has been told. If you would have told, Array, you have the ankar, you would have not understood. So we have been totally telling the story what? Dhamma Vyala Kata Nyaya. This is called as analogy. What is that analogy? Analogy is telling us even though you are strong, even though you have all the powers, just because of your ego, just because of your desire, and just because of your upadhis, you will suffer in this world. So you should not do that. Always you should have a discriminative and dispassion in your life. So this truth is revealed to the story through the stories. Truth is revealed through the stories, and if you have the knowledge and still now the knowledge has been told, now the knowledge has been told, you have the knowledge, you understood everything, but still you suffer in the life, if still you remain miserable in the life, that means you are wasting your time, you are not understanding, rather you do the contemplation. Contemplation is a must. Unless we contemplate, what is the contemplation? Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. Don't forget your divinity. Don't forget the divinity of the world. So अद्वैत ज्ञान कमर को बांध के जो इच्छा है सो करो, ऐसे भगवान रामकृष्ण परमहंस बोलते थे. Used to say whatever, if you remain in that divine absolute this thing, and if you keep on doing the worldly affairs, this world is not going to affect you anymore. It will remain as it is, and you will be always in the contented, blissful, and happy scene. So we are like a puppets are being controlled by the controller. There is no ego and fear. There has not been ego and fear, and we are developing our own ego by getting involved in the world by appreciation or by condemnation. So you appreciate. Moment you appreciate the world, or moment you condemn, you give the status of reality to this world. But actually, the world doesn't exist. World exists only in mind. Your ego is creating the world, your desire is creating the world. So whenever your success comes, ego comes. And failure, success, it is very easy to digest many times the failures because we know there is a failure. But it's very difficult to digest success. Success, moment it comes, oh yes, I am the doer of it. So then we suffer. So there are three things developed without our knowledge. अपने को बगैर पता चले ही तीन चीजें अपने जीवन में आती है. कौन सी? Ahankar, ego. Yes, I am the doer. I am the doer. When you are doing, let's say you are successful in some event, why can't we say that it is a God's grace? हरी कृपा हो गया अपन नहीं बोलते, इसे नहीं मेरे वजह से हुआ. I am so great. So ahankar builds up without our knowledge. Second is vasana, past impressions. Past impression comes suddenly, all of a sudden. So past impression you will start coming and then you start behaving erratic. And third thing comes fear. Fear comes, something happens to the body, you start fearing. You never do the discrimination of that. And what is that? When you really know who am I, then the death becomes the illusion. We are the God's creation. We do not have an independent existence apart from God. He is the creator of us. In fact, it's only divinity. So let us not go away from the path of the rightedness. Let us not go away from the path of inquiry. Let us not go away from the path of devotion. How can we remain in the path of devotion, inquiry, and all that? We have to decide that we have to do discrimination. We have to do vivek. Vivek is very important. What are the viveks? We have seen four different types of vivek. Sat asat vivek. What is correct? What is not correct? You have to find out. Correct is only the divinity, and rest thing whole world is illusionary. That is first vivek. Second is gold and ornament vivek. We know that all the ornaments are made of gold. Ornaments utility is very much there, but then it is all made up of gold. You always see from the eyes of goldsmith. That is second. Third is everything that ocean and waves, it's nothing but water. You should remember, you keep go and ask that water, what, where is the ocean and where are the waves, he will ask to you. So that is all is water. And same thing is like you see from the far of the place that which is called as we you see the snake moving around. When you go to that place, you find that it is a rope. But again, you come back to the original place, you find still a snake there. But now you have the understanding. You have gone there, experienced it. No, no, no. It is only a rope. From far of the place, it only gets illumined because of some reflection, and then we start feeling it is moving here and there. So at least this Vivek has to come. And how the Vivek will come? Vivek will only come because of inquiry. What is that inquiry? Who am I? So that's why this has been told. The story of Dhamma and others. First topic is very nicely enchanting topic is given. Which is a giver of happiness? Because which will give the happiness? First shloka it's only saying Dhamma Vyalakatanyayam Vakshama Yatra Shubhapradam. It is Shubhapradam because it is now telling us, boss, don't go after this ego. This ego is going to punish you. This ego is going to spoil you because ego goes up. A moment the ego goes up, the desire goes up. Moment the desire goes up, fear goes up. Moment the fear goes up, then you are the sufferer and then you become the miserable. So very nicely it is said that there is no perfect solution for this relative world. If you are remaining in the relative world, there is no perfect solution. So what to do? Enjoy. You are here on a pilgrimage, you are here on our vacations, enjoy your vacation because you know a perfect solution is not there. People try to find perfect solution in this relative world. It is not there because it cannot be there. Relative world is a relative world. It is always Hari Icha or Hari Krupa. You can't do anything there. But if your mind is in the absolute world, that is Chidakash, the question of any questions to be arising doesn't exist because there is only divinity, divinity, and divinity. There is nothing other than the divinity. There's only consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. There is nothing other than consciousness. There is only bliss, bliss, bliss. There is nothing other than the bliss. So where the question comes a problem, in fact, there are no problems. In fact, your mind dissolves in the consciousness. Your attitude remains divine. You always find the best of the places in the relative world, irrespective of the situations are either troubling you, maybe physically, maybe mentally, or maybe religiously. But since your mind is fully attached to that absolute, because आप क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में, करता धरता तो वो ईश्वर है, मैं तो सिर्फ उसके हाथ की कठपुतली है. I'll make it in English. All the doership is goes with that the Almighty who has created this world. I am only the instrument in the hands of that Paramatma or Parmeshwar. Rather, no, no, no. It is only the Paramatma which has been manifested, and that's why what we did yesterday was Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh Chaturthi was there. I had been for a Ganesh Chaturthi Avartan at one place. We have done 21 times Avartan. When I was doing that Avartan, I felt that we should find out the uh, meaning of this. And when we have gone into the meaning yesterday, I posted the one video of 40 minutes. I request all of you to go through that. It's all only Yoga Vasishtha being told by Ganesh. Ganesh, this thing, and very nice Loka was also there. Om Gan Ganapate Nama, which we have recited at the end for 108 times. Please go through that video and maybe you'll find really a quiescence, tranquility, and more apart from that, you'll get the bliss in your life, what is required through the manifested Ganeshji. We are going to have now Ganesh festival of 10 days. So we'll request you when you go for a Ganesh festival, when you will be uh, reciting Ganapati Atharva Shishya that time, do go through the meaning of that. What do you mean by Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi, Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi, Tvameva Kevalam Dhartasi. All the meanings are very nicely told in English as well as Hindi in yesterday's video. Please go through it. And with this, we complete that first topic, that is Ahankar Uday, and we'll do the prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu. Submitting the divine fruits to the holy feet of Sri Ramachandra.